Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at the Love Cup. The Love Cup is going to be now available for 2 weeks, and we also already had a video today a little bit earlier on about some top teams, and this team is not in there, but this team is still very solid, which is going to be the Solrock in the lead, a Pokemon that I really want to take a look at. Also shouts to Homestays Henry at this point, who also want to take a look at it, but they decided to go for a different Pokemon now. Shouts to you. But I know that, they already showcased Solrock in different cups. I've never actually really had the opportunity to showcase this Pokemon. I built this Pokemon like a few hours ago before the cup started. I'm so very happy that I can try this one out here today and showcase the magic, the power of this Pokemon here to you, because we got PSYWAVE, and PSYWAVE is such a big update. Like, basically, back in the day, every Pokemon got like Shadow Claw in order to be good. PSYWAVE is basically just a better Shadow Claw. If you just take a look at the stats, because it's the exact same, but it's a 1-turn move, which is better than a 2-turn fast move. Issue here is Psychic as an offensive type is not as great as Ghost is an offensive type. But anyway, as you will see here already, first battle is going to be a quite easy victory. I don't think it's a spoiler if I can say that I'm actually at least going to hit one Solar Beam today, maybe even a few more. Let's find out here together. Anyway, again, team is quite a simple one, and I didn't really want to make a too complicated team here. This is going to be my first team that I showcase for this meta. There are going to be more teams where I'm going to be a little bit more creative, so stay tuned for that as well. But this team here, I just kind of wanted to have a little bit of fun with some Pokemon that are definitely good. And this team is really good, by the way. This team worked out really well for me. I actually started with 2 losses with the team, and then went on a 6-game win streak, which was really nice, and ended up, I think, in a total of 8-5, which is actually 8-4, which is even better. So yeah, 8-4 win rate with this team here, which is really solid. And this team was just really nice and worked out really well. Clefable, great Pokemon to have in the back currently. A lot of fighting type Pokemon or dragon type Pokemon there. Here against the opponents, Seeking, we're going to be in a very solid position as well, where we can even go for the full farm down against the opponent with the Licky. In comes the Medicham. We should be able to go for the spam with the Body Slam for our Licky. From the losses, I'm not too sure of, what is going to be in here as well. I had to cut out a bit of the games here as well today, because otherwise the video would have been a bit too long. It is currently 11 PM here my time as well, so it's always a little bit awkward right now as well to commentate. But as you can see, we're going to have a Solar Beam landing, gonna get shielded. But yeah, I hope that all of the battles are in there for that, but there's definitely a few battles where I lost to lag as well, so that's a bit of an annoying one. But yeah, this team was absolutely amazing. Need a little bit of time maybe to get into it, but honestly, Solrock is such a cool Pokemon. And what I realized with Solrock is that energy management is literally key for this Pokemon. You kinda always want to be with energy. If you're out of energy on Solrock, you kinda are in a very tough position. And this is only something I learned along the way, and this is like why it's important to use teams for a little bit longer to see on where to change things and what is important, and this is definitely very important. But again, team is very simple. We have a lead with a Solrock, which is just going to be generally good, especially against poison type Pokemon, which is the main idea behind it. We're going to have a Say-Sop, which is going to have still the Rock type coverage with the fast move, which is really important, because I always like to have coverage on my Say-Sop that I have on my lead already, or like the main type basically of the lead, because the Say-Sop is supposed to be getting out basically the Pokemon that are usually would struggle against our lead, while still being able to do something against them, and that's exactly what Licky is going to be able to do here. Milting would work the same way, kinda, to be fair, like there's not really a difference. But as you will see here, we're going to have the matchup against Ariados. We have to kind of still get to a Rock Slide. But basically, yeah, the main idea is to get rid of Ariados with our lead and our Say-Sop, and then still have the Clefable to sweep endgame. And honestly, Moonblast is such a very good move to have currently in the meta, because there are so little Pokemon that can actually resist it. For example, this Milting is not going to be one of them. And so what we will see is quite a lot of damage coming in from Clefable here. Clefable is just hitting so hard with a Moonblast. I mean, look at this. This is a neutral hit. Putting them down close to the red health range here as well, while getting to another Swift, is going to be amazing, because the opponent still is going to be forced to use a lot of energy, and as you're going to see, they decide to forfeit here. To be fair, if I encountered Dragon, was usually in the lead, so it wasn't really ideal. But again, you kind of want to keep alignment, kind of keep the energy on your lead, that's what I want to say. And you kind of want to catch the move here, and of course we get unlucky with the Dreadion getting the boost. And this is, I think, actually the second battle that I did with this team. And I was like, that's completely nonsense. Like, this is going to allow the opponent now to realign themselves, which would have not been the case otherwise, because the opponent would have not done the damage that they needed to do. And of course, it's a 12.5% chance. It's not 0, but just getting the boost straight away, of course, is going to impact the gameplay. Like, there is no way that this would not be the case. Can we still come back from this one? I am not too sure. Brutal Swing is coming through here against us. We are kind of forced to go for, of course, the rock slides here, but we also have 100 energy at this point already, so we are kind of in an awkward spot. The opponent decides to let the move go through, which is a smart decision, because I think at this point they know if they just go ahead and rely, like, basically keep everything for the final Pokemon, they're going to win this battle. I think at least it's going to be what the opponent going to do. They let the move go through here exactly as expected, and they're going to have the Arados in the back because they know that we have the Clefable still lurking. So this is very, very difficult. We have no shields left, and so they're going to be able to knock me out here with a Trailblaze, boosting their own attack and giving themselves basically, yeah, a very good opportunity here to just win the battle, and so I decided to forfeit because I don't think there was anything I could do. So Drillingen again. Now maybe the matchup where I played a little bit better by swapping out one fast move earlier to get the free rollout in, but also in a battle where we are not going to get the boost onto the opponent, which is really important again, because otherwise, like, if the opponent gets the boost, Dragon Tail just goes out of hand. Like, here, as you can see, the opponent was able to go for 2 moves there as well against us, but like, it didn't really bother us too much. And so we're going to be able to go for even another Body Slam and knock them out here, so it's going to be great for us. But yeah, as we'll see here, the opponent is going to now go ahead and go into their Alomomola. Alomomola actually going to be a bit of an awkward Pokemon to deal with. We have the option here to get a little bit of damage on them with the Licky, but I actually really need to either go for Solar Beam, of course, but getting to the energy is the main problem, as you might also imagine. But yeah, basically, we kind of have to hope that Clefable is going to be enough to really knock them out, but I'm not sure. Alomomola is one of the Pokemon with the most amount of bulk, especially the HP stat, I think, for this Pokemon is absolutely ridiculous. So it's going to be a difficult one to take down, but we can use a shield here against the opponent. Slowbro, who is going to go for a Brutal Swing, and we're going to see another Brutal Swing coming in straight away. They should be kind of energy dry here at this point, so we have to hope that we can kind of somehow maybe knock them out. I thought of maybe going for the hard-hitting Solar Beam, which definitely going to get the knockout there, but it was just not worth it. I'd rather keep the energy. As you guys see, we get the opponent kind of low, and I'm not too sure if we're going to be able to win this one, but let's find out. We will see the Psych coming through. We're going to go for the full farm down here with the Solrock, and I'm actually going to risk it for the biscuit. I'm going to go for that Solar Beam, and I just enjoy. Because I don't know if this is going to be actually mattering. I don't know if a Rock Slide would have done more damage, but it was definitely more fun. Next opponent, Wigglytuff. We can play this one out. We have an ABC style line, so we don't really need the alignment. Like, literally, still Licky can cover up most of the weaknesses of Clefable. Clefable can still cover up most of the weaknesses of Licky. So at the end of the day, we're going to be in a position where we are just in a very solid spot, no matter what the opponent is going to do. But they're going to have now a Medicham in the back, and that is going to change some things, because Medicham is a bit of an annoying Pokemon to deal with here, especially in the situation that we're in. As we will see here, a charge move coming in. It's going to be very likely the Dynamic Punch, which it's not going to be. It's going to be the Power Punch, and that's going to be better for us, because all of a sudden we're going to get a ton of damage against the opponent in, which was not really something that they would have expected before. And so now we're going to have the option to go maybe even for the full farm down with Clefable in order to knock them out. And as you will see here, the Power Punch is coming through. We're going to try our best to go for the full farm down. It doesn't work out. And as we will see here, the Clefable goes up against the Wigglytuff. I showed for the charge move a bit earlier. Don't know why I waited for that long. I thought I would be able to even get my energy, but I wasn't. And now it's down to Turtonator against us. I'm not too sure if we're actually going to be able to win this straight away, but we can go for a hard-hitting Moonblast to get a ton of damage onto them. And that kind of seals the deal here, I feel like, because now we have Solrock with a 1-turn fast move and Rock Slide spam. It just doesn't work for the opponent. Like, it literally just doesn't work for them. That's going to be a very good game. And Turtonator doesn't really have the greatest time here so far. Next up, we're going to have the opponent with the lead of Medicham, which is going to be an interesting Pokemon. It's going to be definitely something where we have to stay in for a little bit, but I should be able to play it out and just go for Solar Beams later on. And this is the main idea that I have here. They go into the Licky, so like my idea is kind of gone now with that. But at least I can still go for another charge move here, get them a little bit lower, and I can also try to catch a hit, which does work out really, really well here. As you're gonna see, the catch onto our own Licky, it's gonna be the Earthquake. But as you're gonna see here, the Earthquake does enough damage to two-shot the opponent as well, or like now one-shot because of all the damage I did there before already. And this is gonna be perfect as the Licky goes down. Let's see what's gonna be in the back. It's going to be the Medicham, and that is going to be a bit of an awkward one. We're gonna go for the Body Slam here again as well. This is gonna get them a little bit lower, but do I want to swap out of here? I'm not too sure. I'm just going to stay in here. I'm going to let the move go through. I'm just going to say thanks for that one. Dynamic Punch is going to knock us out, but we can go back into the Clefable. They can go into the Miltank. We have now the lead in terms of energy against the opponent as well, and also regenerate energy a little bit faster than the opponent. So yeah, that's going to be great for us. And what we are not going to do is use a shield to use Solar Beam on the Miltank, because we don't need to. We can just go for the Solar Beam no matter what. And this is totally fine because look at this. It's gonna do a ton of damage. And so it's, I think, the third beam of the video. 2 of them land as well. And that is just great. Like, this is literally something that I just so love about this cup. There's so many Pokemon that have the option to go for a big funny move like Hyper Beam, like Solar Beam. Is there more beam Pokemon basically? I actually really want to know if there are other beams and yeah, the ones that I just said there. Not too aware of, but as you'll see here, we have Clefable against the opponent's Medicham. Isn't that great as well? As we'll see here, the Psychic is coming through, doing some solid damage against us. And we have to be a bit mindful because Clefable is going to be the final one here. We will go for the Swift, knock them out. And in the back is going to be another Miltank, which you can go for another Swift. And this is going to be a KO against the opponent and a victory for us there. And so the next opponent is going to have their Clefable in the lead. It's going to be a very neutral matchup unless they're running the Steel-type move of Sunsteel Strike, which I doubt because nobody is running this move currently. It's going to be a Rock Slide, that's okay. In comes the Licky, that is okay as well. And we're going to go for the Rock Slide here again just to get them a little bit lower. And I think afterwards, what we're going to do here is we're going to let the move go through. There's going to be the Licky, it can just absorb the damage. It's going to be the Earthquake, that's totally fine. But yeah, we will see here the Earthquake coming through for the opponent. This is going to be enough to knock them out here, which is great. And the opponent goes into the Clefable. As they're going to try to go for a Body Slam here just to get the shield from the opponent. We will see that they decide to go for their big Moonblast to knock us out before that. But fear not, we're going to have the option to go for the full farm down here with a Solrock, which we are definitely going to go here for as well. And as you will see, we're going to have a Rock Slide coming in against the opponent's Miltank. Body Slam is kind of not what the opponent would ever want to go for, so I think I can just stay in here for a little bit and catch the move onto the Clefable, which can now go for a Swift. And getting shields with Swift is kind of deadly because, as we will see, oh, we actually don't even get the shield. Like, Swift is like so fast to get to, and if you can get shields with that one, like, you can get shields with basically anything. And so as you're gonna see here, we're gonna be able to get the KO and we can move on to the second to last battle, which is going to be Lurantis. Lurantis in the lead is going to be a bit of a trickier one, but fear not, we still have an option here. We're going to use our Save-Up of Licky, which again is going to be weak still to the Fighting-type coverage that the opponent could have had there at least. But as you will see here, the Earthquake is coming through against the opponent's Solrock. We can go for another Earthquake afterwards as well. As you can see, Earthquake is going to now connect, is going to be able to get the shield of the opponent, and now they're shieldless, and that's going to be fine because now I have my own Solar Beam more to knock them out. Solar Beam can be very helpful here in the situation, and I swap out straight away to get as much energy as possible as they go for a charge move. And I was fearing this a little bit. It's going to be the Solar Beam though, and so the opponent's going to be completely energy dry, which is totally fine. The opponent doesn't have anything to shield up the Solar Beam here this time around, and so Solar Beam is going to not come through because they're going to go into the Lurantis. We never gonna see it. Rock Slide is coming through here now. That's going to allow us to get a ton of damage against Lurantis and finally get rid of this Pokemon. This one could have been definitely an issue if the opponent played a little bit better, but luckily we're going to be able to get rid of that basically straight away. Here I sure went for the charge move straight away as well because I didn't expect I would be able to get there in time before the opponent, but I would have been able to, so that it's a bit annoying. And as we will see here, we're going to have now a Clefable coming in, they're going to have my Cargo in the back, and I decided to just overfarm basically to perfect energy with it, which at the end of the day really just more hindered us as we need some damage still onto the opponent in order to actually knock them out. And so yeah, this is not going to work out with a Rock Slide, as we will see as well, and this is going to be a good game. Unless we can hit another Rock Slide, which is great, but it doesn't change anything in the outcome because at the end of the day, yeah, it's the Solrock against the Solrock, and we're gonna sadly do battle. Final battle for today, we're going to have a solid lead here with the Skeldurge. It's like not the most amazing lead because again they're going to be forms of this Pokemon, which is going to allow them to just destroy some of our Pokemon, so that's not really that great. But as you will see here, they're going to have the Licky, and that is going to be fine because we have our own Licky, and so we can go for the full lick down both of us, which is going to be great, especially me here, of course, though, because this is going to knock them out now anyway. And as we will see here, the Earthquake is going to land. We're still going to get the KO. Well, let's see what they're going to go ahead and do in the back there, basically. We will see here the opponent going into the Drillbur, which I guess is an interesting choice. I show him for the Earthquake. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because he uses shield anyway. And then comes the Skeldurge, which again, it's an uphill battle for them to try to win one shield down against the Solrock. So yeah, that is going to be a very good game, and that's going to be also it for this video. Again, I would really appreciate if you could leave some suggestions for video down below as well. What do you want to see? If you see something that you would like to see as well, just upvote as well. And while you're at it, maybe upvote also this video here, would really appreciate it. But as we will see, the opponent is going to be able to go for another charge move here. Shadow Voice is coming through, the Design Voice coming through. As you'll see here, this is going to be enough to knock them all out. We're going to have the Moonblast getting the KO here, and in the back is just going to be the Drillbur, which is going to be, yeah, the opponent doesn't have any play to go. So it's going to be a very good game, and this is going to be also it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.